everybody, welcome back to Lloyd's Comics Collectibles, and this week we're going to be checking out the Gundam Barbatos from the Gundam Universe line of figures. So let's get him cracked open and take a look at it. Might help if I start on the side I actually pre-cut wood. Well dang guys, that was just... I slid open the side of the box and it's got the clamshell here. You might could, if you were so inclined, open these guys up for display and then put them back in the box or whatever, and that's usually a good thing to find in your figures. Sorry for the plastic noise, try to get it done super quick. Good God, homeboy's got a lot of accessories. I guess he's got some weird plates I'll have to put on separate. Anyway guys, here he is. Let's go to the fig cam and check it out. Everybody, we got him out here on the card table, so let's take a look at Gundam Barbatos. So I've got to be honest with you guys, I don't know a whole lot about this particular series. I've watched a couple episodes, but one thing that really stands out to me is to me it has a very different design aesthetic, because if you've watched a bunch of Gundams, while they're different, they generally have a smoother humanoid design to them. Now granted, blue, white, and yellow is pretty much standard Gundam colors. But first thing I really like about Gundam Barbatos is it's a different design aesthetic, and it may not look that different from the front here. Yeah, it's a bit more angular, almost at the point of angular in design, but like it's coming through here, the sort of skeletal bit in the back, and the like just the raw sort of not fully refined design aesthetic in some places, and I don't know the differences, but I know there's like Gundam Barbatos Lupus and then like Lupus Rex, so I know it has different forms. And what I have watched of Iron Blooded Orphans would indicate that like this was some old tech that kind of got lost. So I get those design aesthetics, but I really like how this one was different. Even if you're not a fan of like Turner Gundam, like something that kind of stands out to me about even Turner Gundam was it looked very different from like just sort of what you expect out of Gundam design. So that's another one that I don't necessarily like the Gundam, but I like that it had a different design aesthetic. So as with all the Gundam Universe figures, they're pretty detailed. Like I don't know quite as much about this one as some of the other ones, so if there were small inconsistencies, I wouldn't know. But I said this in the Tall Geese video that got lost, that if you're not someone that is big in like making models, but you wanted like Gundam toys or figures, I feel like the Universe's line is a really good place. Now it's not super massive; it might be less than 20 figures at this point, because I know 2 more were coming out. I think they made a Target exclusive one. But if you don't like building model kits, I think this is a good series to go with, because like his head here, you have to play with it a little bit because he's got the pointy side bits, but you can get his head more or less all the way around. I like that the shoulder plates are on a pivot, because if they weren't, it would really limit his arm movement, but because they're on a pivot, you can get it up that far, which is pretty impressive even for some model kits. You got your I don't know if it's double jointed, but you got a good bit of articulation there on the elbow bend. Like that's pretty substantial. Torso wise, you can almost spin him. Yeah, you can spin him all the way around if you finagle with it a little bit. Ab crunch wise, sorry, he'll go back about yay far, and it's not super fantastic, but given if you mess with Gundam model kits and all their armor plates, that's pretty good. Like, that's nothing to complain about. It's his wrist is on a ball joint, kind of like Mattel, so you get the full 360 and a little bit of up and down. Legs. And another thing I like, and I just like this attention to detail. If it shows on the camera here, let me try to push the legs back. But each half of the front skirt is articulated, so if we push that all the way up and then, like, that's not that impressive for an action figure per se, but if you've built some of the Gundam model kits, the front skirt's not always articulated, so you wouldn't even get that much movement out of it. And I'm saying that as someone that really enjoys Gundam kits. Also over here, the side plates are on a little bit of a pivot, so if you wanted to, I mean, yeah, he can sidekick pretty good. Now on this one, when you open him out of the package, this backpack is off, which you just slide into some slots, and I don't know if that's articulation on the backpack or if that's just I don't have them all the way in the slots. And my back skirt didn't want to go on super easy, so you might be able to see the gap there, but it has no articulation to it. That's probably just how loose mine is in the holes at the moment. So you probably can't, not super impressive, but you can go back about yay far. I mean, the knees, he gets back as far as basically his back skirt will allow him because of these parts. So that's pretty good. And then the ankle articulation here. Sorry, guys. I hope the tablecloths help. And I'm looking at it realizing there's a line down here. So I might ought to, I don't know, get it ironed or something. I just balled it. So sorry about some of this, guys. I'm trying to think of ways to clean up the video. But our ankle articulation, depending because of those armor plates, but about yay far, about that far to the side to sidewise, and you can more or less spin it all the way around. Now, as far as what he comes with for accessories, these come on the Gundam, but I've already taken them off. These are just fisty hands, like closed fist hands, so you can't really do anything with the accessories with them in. And this is the whoop, I might have just lost it, guys. Well, that little black thing that I have to find here in a second is the plug-in for the whatever action bases. I think it's the same thing they do for a lot of anime figures and models. And he comes with the I guess is what his signature weapon is, the big old mace. And one thing I like about these is they fit in, except for this has the thicker bit of the haft here. They fit in pretty snug. So if you pull it at that second point, he's holding on to her pretty good at that point. And then I almost got concerned, guys, guys and gals, because he also comes with a katana, which the few episodes I've seen, I don't think I've seen him use. And I couldn't really get it to go in the hand straight in, and I was like, well, if you look, there's not much of a gap there, but you can force it in that little bit of a gap to get the sword in his hand. So the sword is not useless, because I sat there for a little bit. You just kind of have to force it in and get it right. Because I was like, well, this is a cool-ass weapon, but it doesn't matter if you can't hold it. And as you can see, I'm all off screen trying to do it. But you can get it in there with a little bit of finagling. Now, granted, there we go. I think I got it. And if I twist and wiggle I am bending the absolute pee out of that thumb. So it's a bit of a problem, but I can see if I can get it in there and then finagle and twist a bit. But it's a pain in the ass, but it is done to facilitate a tight grip, so I can I understand what they're going for, but you're better to twist it back and then twist it around, basically, if that makes sense. But I can see that maybe really warping that thumb at some point. So I get it because now that it's in there, like that's the loosest and that's still pretty tight. So I appreciate it, but just I don't know, man. Maybe a little bit more of a gap there because it just I don't know. I'm afraid of breaking a hand and then you have to get a replacement, which means buying a whole other figure. But otherwise, aesthetically, like I said, if you don't know anything about the Gundam, that doesn't always shouldn't always deter you from buying it because it has a very distinct aesthetic. I like the uses of the standard Gundam colors. I like the little changes, like the sort of the skeletal back here, and just the general way the armor is designed is different, and that's something that stood out to me about these figures. I mean, and I think they're $25 to $30. I think somebody told me they'd gone up because for a while they were 25, and I don't think you can beat them for the price point if you're a Gundam fan. Now, if you're not a Gundam fan, this may not be for you, or maybe if there's only certain Gundams you like, you can wait till they come out in the lines. But I think it's a really good series of figures if you're really into Gundam. I think it's worth taking a look at. Pick you one up at Walmart, see if you like it. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you for spending a little bit of time with me this week. If you can think of any way I can make the videos better, please let me know. Leave a comment down there. Tell me what your favorite Gundam series is, because I'm going to try to get back into anime, probably with Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans, and I need some stuff to watch. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you next week where I think we're going to be doing a Star Wars figure. Have a good week, stay safe, and until I see you again, peace.